The Kodiaq RS, the sporty version of Škoda's top seller. Time now for the second generation version, which still comes with 7 seats at the heart of a GTI. And this is the first one in New Zealand.
And this is New Zealand's first drive. Welcome to the garage.
Well, here it is, the all-new Kodiaq RS. It's bigger, greener, smarter and faster.
So the new Kodiaq is a winner all round, but the RS, well, it's a unicorn. I'll explain. 7 seats, it's fun to drive, and a great price. What a combo.
Seriously, try finding anything that can deliver this level of, well, everything for under $100,000. Push pause if you like, I'm happy to wait.
Or I could just save you time, because you actually can't match this package.
Possibly the closest is the new Volkswagen Tiguan, which comes as an R, but it doesn't have 7 seats. I also mention the Tiguan because it's the Kodiaq sibling. They share a platform, and whether it's an R or an RS, they also share the legendary EA 888 engine from the Golf GTI, turned up to 195 kilowatts now. That's 242 brake horsepower. Remember, this is a medium-sized family SUV and still a 7-seater. Awesome.
I know people like me tend to focus a whole lot on the RS factor, the speed, the power, the handling. And why not? It's actually quite cool. But the reality is, first and foremost, this is a family vehicle. It has to be practical. It has to do a lot more than just go quickly. However cool that is.
And a slightly sporty look. Remember, it is a long car, but that body is 10% more aerodynamic. You get the 20-inch alloys, the big red brake calipers, and those shiny pipes.
I just want to talk about the badge for a moment. There's some conjecture. Some refer to this car as the VRS, some call it the RS. But here is the history lesson. You see, back in the 70s, when Škoda was right into rallying, they put the RS badge, Rally Sport, on their faster cars. Down the track though, Ford didn't like this, and they said, you can't do this, only we can call our cars RS. Don't know where that left GM and Porsche and Honda. Anyway, rather than cause offence, Škoda added this V symbol. Now some say it stands for victory, maybe as in moral victory. Others say it represents the accent above the S in Škoda, which by the way means it's Škoda, not Skoda. Regardless, I'm going to call it the RS. Anyway, let's get out of this rabbit hole and keep looking at the car.
The new Kodiaq is slightly bigger, which mainly benefits the rear seats and luggage space. I'll do luggage first, and that extra length means that with the rear seats up, there's 340 litres of storage. That's better than many mid-sized hatchbacks give you. And start folding the seats down and it's, well, cavernous. 845 litres with 5 seats and up to 2,035 litres. And don't even bother looking for better. In the world of mid-sized SUVs, the Kodiaq is the king of space.
Great for luggage and also for legs. For reference, I'm 1.83 m, and that front seat is where I had it for driving. Look at this space. It's not impressive, it's actually ridiculous.
And yes, there's sustainability at play. They use recycled plastic bottles, and instead of using chemicals, the leather in this car was tanned with coffee bean waste. How tasty is that? And before you ask, Škoda's Simply Clever gear is all here, from the brolly.
And then there's the other Škoda favourite inside the fuel cap, this window scraper. Not maybe an Auckland thing, but if it gets really cold, it takes the ice off. And then it gets crazy in the back. In fact, there's so much going on in the luggage space, they put a QR code that you scan to give you a demonstration of what this car is capable of.
Simply clever, all right, and all real-world solutions. Look, just take the ever-shrinking supermarket car park spaces. Yes, it's a thing. Kodiaq even looks after other cars.
Am I a fan? Well, I'll put it this way, I'm quite picky when it comes to cars. Car dealerships would describe me as a pain in the arse, I think. But when I started writing about cars 20 years ago, life became one big test drive, driving 30 or 40 different cars a year. So you get a really good idea of what's out there. And it's no accident that I've owned 2 Škodas, both Octavias. In fact, I owned both for around 7 years. And with complete honesty, I can tell you, I can't say a single bad thing about the cars or the brand.
Anyway, back to the Kodiaq RS, which comes with a 30-inch display and a voice control system called Laura.
Hey Laura, climate control.
Try this. Set the temperature to 23 degrees.
Maybe I'm missing something, but that doesn't sound like a Laura. Hello Laura.
No problem.
Fixed it.
Okay, that's sorted. On to the other gear. Full smartphone integration and twin wireless charging with ventilation to keep the phone from overheating. See what I mean about simply clever? And not all touchpads and screens. There's buttons and rollers on the steering wheel, and the trademark 3 dials are now also smart dials. So you can use that middle one to control the air conditioning, also volume, even the driving modes. The overall feel and finish is premium. The spec and the materials all top level, including double glazed glass. Now, in the past, Škoda interiors were more about function than fun, maybe a touch short on personality, but not anymore.
I don't think I'd be wrong in saying that Škoda has a reputation as a pretty, straight up and down brand, but are they straight-laced? You know what, I don't think so. Take the red stitching on the steering wheel and around the RS trim. Now, you'd think it would be called something like Monza Red or Racing Red, but no. Škoda call it Tomato Red. You saucy minx.
There's a reason I've focused on the practical, life-affirming qualities of the Kodiaq until now, because, even in this RS spec, this car will spend most of its time being useful rather than fun. Still, as useful as the space and the 2.4-tonne tow rating are, let's be honest, the magic of the RS is that fun factor.
And it also sounds good. Quite throaty. But there's a catch. That noise is, they call it generated. That's a nice way of saying it's fake.
What is real is the pace, 0 to 100 in 6.4 seconds. In a 7-seater SUV, yes, I've said it again. And with the RS, you get progressive steering and dynamic chassis control plus. Now, plus means you get 15 different damping settings to match exactly how playful, or not so playful, you're feeling.
And you really do feel that the chassis tighten up. Corner's super flat. The whole car perks up. But here's the thing, dial it back down to regular mode. Suddenly it's quiet and super plush, which really sums up the Kodiaq RS. I'll explain. This is as close as you get to being the best of both worlds. You get 7 seats, all that practicality, plus all the cheeky fun the RS factor offers. And it is a genuine RS. This car is worthy of the badge, not just the extra power, the chassis settings, but you also get bigger brakes. It's a proper fun drive. And aside from the fake engine noise, this car is genuine and genuinely outstanding.